Hi guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin, and welcome to the second ever van vlog. If you haven't watched the first one, you should definitely give that one a watch. It introduces my van, kind of how I got it, and some of the story and history behind it. But today we're going to be talking about the issues with the van, things that have been done to fix some of them, future plans, things like that. So to start off, we're going to go with one of the glaringly obvious ones, and that is this crack in the windshield. Now, I think that this crack has spread since I first got the van, but I'm not 100% sure. As you can see, it looks like it's mostly an issue over on that side. This is definitely something where I'm just going to have to replace the windshield at some point. As long as it doesn't break or crack all the way through, that rain starts getting in, I feel comfortable leaving it as is right now because that is a big expense. Now, up here in the front, you can see right outside here, the rain guard has a crack in it. I honestly don't know my plans with this at the moment because the rain guard over there is in perfect shape and I actually enjoy it. You may be able to tell the window is partially rolled down so that it can ventilate since I'm not always in here. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get this one repaired so I can do the same thing over here, or maybe just rip it off, but I know I do want to keep the one on the other side. Now, our big problem area right here is basically everything right here. So first of all, believe it or not, this is not a problem area. Me and my buddy Ethan removed this on purpose. We have all the parts to put it back on. Just in case anyone sees this and goes, well, you're missing parts of your van. No, this was on purpose for work we were doing. So this is the light knob. Now you may think that looks weird. That's because the knob is supposed to fit on this way somehow, and you're supposed to be able to twist and pull, but the previous owners removed it, turned it inside out, and drilled a hole in it so you could still use it. Now, the good news is, if you want to call it good news, I am not currently driving this. It's actually, not even legally drivable right now. The most I drive it is down the road on my street to our church parking lot and drive it around there just to like do checks and make sure everything's okay. And even that sometimes I get a bit iffy about, even though it's on the same street less than a quarter of a mile away. Now, the instrument panel, whew. So speedometer does not work at all. Odometer currently doesn't work. It's a digital one. I'm wondering if maybe the display screen was either burnt out or just needs replaced. This might work. It does move up and down, depending on if the engine's warm or cold. However, the last time I took the van out to the church and had it run for probably about an hour, when I turned it off, I could hear the coolant bubbling pretty loud. Now, it never said it was overheating on the temperature gauge, so I am kind of wondering if the temperature gauge is accurate or not. Oil pressure, that works. Yeah, that does work. The volts for the battery, I do believe that they work fine. Fuel gauge does not work. Unless this is the true fuel level right now. But when it's running, it just immediately goes to empty. I want to call it the Prindle, but it's a 2 instead of a 3. So the gear indicator does not work right. So if you can see, it's like out of place. And I actually have learned that that is kind of a common issue. And there is a way to fix it that we'd have to go under here to fix it. And I definitely will do that at some point. But I have to admit, although it seems like a big issue, it is something that I'm pretty used to at this point because the gears are still in the correct place. It's just the indicator that doesn't work. So, now, AC, unfortunately, does not work. And this does use the old type of refrigerant that is, I believe, technically illegal now. You can still buy it if you have a vehicle that, still uses it. But I believe it is illegal to manufacture anymore at this point. Now, there is no radio. The previous owner did take that out. The good news is that thanks to Amazon Prime deals, I have... Actually, I can't turn it on because it will try to connect my phone right now. I have this head unit that uses Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So I actually get a better experience than I would if they would have kept the original radio in. And I have this sound bar that I got when I was working at Kroger that connects directly to it. Now, this also has a rear backup camera that I will probably install at some point, but not right now. And then there's some also minor issues such as, it's actually on the door. The lights for the door and stuff don't work. Now, possibly an issue caused by this is there are these different lights and stuff, and they aren't going to work right now because the battery is dead at the moment. But the industrial lights, I believe, should turn on the lights in this little wood strip. However, it unfortunately does not, and I'm not really sure why. Now, I could be completely wrong. So I will say that when I bought this, it did come with the original Ford manual for the 1992 Ford Econoline, but this is a custom conversion by a company known as Chups & Sons, and if they included a manual on the conversion features, well, it wasn't included. Then there is also the issue of these light bulbs, which, first of all, these are obviously very old light bulbs, and I would love to replace them with LEDs that are brighter and draw less power and less heat. But I haven't been able to find these light bulbs anywhere, even in like their old form. I actually took a light bulb into a few auto parts stores, and they didn't really know what they were. They were able to recommend some that were similar in size, but not enough to fit in there. Now, in the back, right now, the main issue is the back doors do not open at all because Ford has an issue with, or had an issue from around the 1990s to, I believe, around 2014, where the plastic that held the door strings, which I've actually got one right here. This is a new one with metal though. But basically the plastic that would hold those together was brittle and would break, and then you couldn't use your door handles. Now, you could pull on the strings manually to open the doors at one point, which is why the door panels are off. They have blue panels that match the ones down here. So we did take those off so that we could open them, and there were a few times we did get it open, and then one time when I went to go and pull, the whole thing just fell off. So unfortunately, I cannot open those doors right now. That is actually probably my biggest project right now, is I do want to get those open again. There's also a small little light on the side there that does not work. You can probably barely see it on the left side near the seat belt. I'm honestly not too worried about that right now. More of a personal problem just for me, not an actual problem, is removing the seat belts from the back, since I will be using that as a van, or as a bed, not as a sitting area. As you can see, we did get one removed, and you can see there's a pretty big hole left behind, and then it's still sitting on the ground because it is connected to a box in the ground. And then we did remove the two back seats, and we have to get these mounts removed still. I'm actually not sure how we're going to do this. I have tried to undo the bolts with both hand tools and power tools, but after 30 plus years, they are very stuck on. And then again, over on this side, same issues with the doors with the brittle plastic. However, these luckily we can still open because we can still pull the strings. So having those opened is, sorry, my dogs are going crazy, is really good because it helps me bring things in and out and have more room. Now, believe it or not, all the lights and everything work fine. Turn signals. We are going to have to remove the license plate housing because it is the way we will have to get in to fix the doors. And then also the license plate light does not work. Now, really over here, everything is good except for the gas tank does stop filling before it is completely full. I'm actually not sure how we're going to resolve that, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Then the roof is just a mess. I hope that was a good view. I couldn't see. Mainly because it is normally parked underneath this tree. You can see a bunch of stuff from the van actually over there. And the tree just kind of like sheds this gross black stuff all over it. And I have been power washing it, but it's kind of hard to power wash the roof because I don't have any way to get up there right now. Now, coming up to the front again, you can see that crack in more detail. Windshield wipers definitely need replaced. And you can literally see where like the pressure washing stopped at the top there. Now, engine wise, possible issues with overheating and coolant. Maybe the electronic fan or something isn't working right. Again, I know I mentioned it as an inside problem, but the AC is not working. I did in the past with my convertible have an issue where my AC didn't work, and it was actually due to it being unplugged in the hood of the car. So that is something I need to look for. I'm also going to replace all the fuses at some point because I'm not sure if that will help with some of the issues or not. Now, during my brief drives with it, I've noticed that at least shifting at the very beginning is very harsh. So I definitely need to look at that, make sure there's no transmission issues. And then right now the battery is dead. Now, I have been able to jumpstart the battery with the Noco Boost Plus jump starter. And when I do that, if I jumpstart it and keep it on, it will run just fine. It just doesn't seem to, or at least I don't seem to be keeping it on long enough to actually charge the battery. And of course, since I can't legally drive this really, and the only time I do drive it is a quarter of a mile away to the church parking lot, and then I drive it around that church parking lot before I bring it home, it's not really getting charged up. So that is a bit of an issue that I need to fix, but it's also one that is my issue. So other than that, I think that is almost every issue with it. Just trying to think if there are any more. I mean, obviously right now it's very dirty. After filming this video, I'm about to vacuum it out to hopefully get all these leaves out. Oh yes, so the horn doesn't work. The cruise control doesn't work, but that may be because the speedometer doesn't work, since it wouldn't be able to read what speed I'm going to keep it going. And then the rear ABS does not work as well. As weird as it sounds, probably for most people, at the moment, I am more focused on the issues on the inside here so that I can start, you know, making this into a place that, at the very least, I could come and hang out here. You know, maybe do like an outside office if I wanted to. You know, just something like that. Maybe if I just get bored of editing inside my house, I can edit out here. And, you know, if I do get, you know, license plates and the proper insurance, I could take it to a park and edit in the park and just edit in the van. So right now I'm more focused on the inside than I am the mechanical stuff. I know the mechanical stuff is going to be the big thing here, but I am more equipped personally to handle the inside stuff and leave the mechanical stuff to the professionals. So yes, this is all of the problems that I am currently aware of with my van Chattanooga. It's going to be a long and slow process to fix it up. If you guys want to join me on this journey to see how I'm going to fix it up, to see what becomes of it, hit that subscribe button. Or, you know, if you like things such as urban exploration, ghost hunting, urban legends, that's actually the main content on my channel, and I would love if you would check that out as well. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you liked this video, and hey, if you did, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. Thanks for watching.